Thanks for helping me with the video. Look, I know that we talked about Pastor Mike and Joni and Harvest Church in general, but now that the camera's off, I'd like to get the real story. So Craig, I want you to tell me about your first time at Harvest.
We really had a bad experience.
Really? What did you not like?
The pastor.
The pastor?
At Harvest Church.
I see. You must have talked to him after service. What did you tell him?
I wasn't looking for a church.
So, how would you describe Harvest?
Some type of cult.
He wanted you to come back. You told him you weren't interested. You tried to reason with him, but
nothing was getting through.
And what was it that you were afraid of?
Hairy, Krishna stuff.
I see. It sounds like you've attended many times before.
Really, that was my very first experience with Harvest.
Are you sure? Okay, moving on. What did you say to Jean Ann when she first brought that plant home?
This can't be real.
And what was her response?
It's real. It's genuine.
Really? It doesn't look real.
It's genuine. It's real.
Okay, I believe you. How do you dust it?
From the top down.
Okay, let's get back to this. So what's missing from Harvest?
Well,
please, be honest.
Family atmosphere.
And what kind of atmosphere exists at Harvest?
Like a real stuffy atmosphere.
What about the sermons?
Textbook, really dry.
So when you talk about it missing family atmosphere, you're talking about Sunday mornings, right?
Well, when I talk about the family atmosphere, I mean, I look at from Sundays is one thing, from our PT groups that we have to just our men's group when we get together on Tuesdays.
What was your initial, oh, I'm sorry, were you not finished?
Well, I forgot what I was going to say.
That's all right. What was your initial reaction when you found out you were expected to attend every Sunday?
It's Sunday. Is there any excuse that I could come up with that I can get out of it?
So you didn't like that until Pastor Mike started to let you count the tithes and offerings.
I'm going to get something out of it.
And so now when you have to miss a Sunday and someone else gets to count?
I feel I really missed something.
Really? You continue to attend for that one reason?
Are you serious?
Okay. I'm not judging. So do you have a special bond with the other money counters?
It's a fellowship. It's something that you look forward to and you want to be there.
Now, I've heard that Pastor Mike can be pretty insensitive. I heard that you recently went climbing at Red Rock. There was an accident, and 2 other people in your party fell to their deaths, and you were left clinging to the side of a rock for 36 hours before you were rescued. And that next Sunday, what happened?
The pastor came up to me and said, "Are you hanging in there?"
Could you describe for me Pastor Mike's preaching style in just 2 words?
Yes, very aggressive.
I see. Maybe you should use more words than that.
Man, this guy's just pulling notes out or copying another pastor for this year,
Yes. Is there anything that you can appreciate about his preaching?
I can appreciate
Never mind. Do you ever fall asleep while he's preaching?
never.
Come on, you can tell me you've fallen asleep.
Sure, yeah.
But he saw you, and now you fear for your life.
Kind of.
All right, let's cut to the chase. Have you ever seen Pastor Mike dress up for Halloween as one of the village people?
I have.
And what did you think when he came to church dressed that way?
A real shocker.
I'm sure. I understand that it's become somewhat of a habit for him. Tell me, which Sundays does he come dressed as a village person?
3rd, 4th, 5th.
So who's his favorite?
Construction worker.
I see. Okay, one last thing. Have you seen the plant that Jean Ann brought home recently?
I have.
Do you think it's real?
I believe it's living.
So your first experience with Harvest, could you put your crossword puzzle away, please? Thank you. So your first experience with Harvest, you've got something on your lips, right? Yeah, you got it. So your first experience, over here. So tell me about your first experience with Harvest.
My first, well,
That's okay. Don't be nervous. Just start over.
my first experience with Harvest Church was back in 1993. I guess we've been here for 6 years.
Oh, wait. 1993? That's 16 years. Harvest is only 15 years old. Would you like to revise your story?
We came in 2003. We've been there about 6 years now.
Fine. And you were expecting Harvest to be what?
A warm, welcoming, loving family.
And you didn't have family here.
At the time, we did have family living here, but
You felt that Harvest was taking too much time away from your family. And when you told Pastor Mike this, he said what?
Harvest is our family.
You told me earlier that you invited Pastor Mike and Joni over for dinner recently, and you found something disturbing. So let me set it up. You're in the kitchen fixing some refreshments. You have to go into your bedroom to get something. You walk in, and what do you see?
He's going through my journal.
Let's talk about Joni for a while.
Joni amazes me with,
I'm going to have to stop you right there. I need the truth. I'd like to know about her leadership style.
she has to, take full control and total, be the dictator of anything.
Can you give me an example?
There's so many things that,
That's okay. I'd like to talk about the women's advances now. Is it true that she makes you room with her because she can't work the alarm clock?
Yeah. I don't wake her up.
But she gets angry. She can even get violent.
She's an amazingly strong woman.
She's beaten you. How many times here? Give me a number. It's okay. You take your time. I think that's all I need. So tell me about how you first got involved with Harvest.
Well, it's been a tough road.
Just start at the beginning.
There was a woman who came to my house. I never met her before,
And what happened?
and she prayed for me.
Why did she pray for you?
I was very ill.
Well, it's not unusual for a church member to visit someone that's ill, is it?
I was just amazed that a stranger would come into my house.
Oh, she broke in.
Yes,
You later found out that it was this woman's job to get you to attend.
yes.
What was her name? And say it with a smile.
Her name was Lena,
How many times did she return?
2003,
That's a lot. For how long?
probably 2 years.
She was trying to wear you down.
I started attending Harvest after that.
That must have been very difficult. I can see going through that for the first year, but the second?
One of the worst years in my life.
And so you started attending. How did you cope with this prison?
Just going to the altar and asking God to help me.
Now, I've heard that Pastor Mike has been able to convince his congregation that God can give them superpowers. Some of them can fly, others can talk to animals. Have you received any superpowers?
God has given me roots.
I'm sorry?
Roots.
Okay. Let's talk about Joni now.
Joni,
Wait for the question. Do you think that Joni is too competitive?
yes.
In fact, Joni shared with you why she thinks that only men are allowed at the annual horseshoe tournament.
The women are just better.
She talks down to you, doesn't she?
Yeah.
Can you give me an example of something that she might say to you in front of other people?
Can't play with the toys.
There was an incident recently involving you and Joni. She threw something at you?
A rock. It hit me like a sock to the gut. I was just so distraught. I was so upset.
What else can you remember?
And I remember going to his office because I just was so saddened by this.
Whose office?
Pastor Mike.
I see. You went to Pastor Mike because he's told you before that Your life is in his hands.
And our life is in his hands. And
That's fine. Now, does Joni always use violence to get what she wants? Smile, please.
if they have something she needs to get from them, she would tickle them.
Is there anything I can do for you?
Pray for me.